forever world? In 2025? What? Okay, but for real, I'm so sick of oversaturated, fast-paced Minecraft content that I decided I'm just gonna do something slow-paced and personality-driven myself. Also, what a dreadful spawn. We're in the middle of nowhere with no trees or food in sight. So in case it wasn't obvious, this is just going to be a much slower paced adventure where we can just, take our time, not worry about game progression or achievements or diamond tools or netherite or any of that jazz. We can just take it at our own pace, enjoy things. I'd like to have some kind of maybe community integration. I'd like to have some community I can't say it. Integration. Community integration as well. There we go. My God. I'd like to have some community integration. Just, you know what I mean, right? I'd like to have some community help. Maybe we could have some suggestions or things, or I don't know, some kind of way of involving a bunch of people in the world. Alright, I've got enough seeds for a basic wheat farm. We can move on now. Maybe we'll get some stone, get some mining going. Well, not mining, but we'll just get a tool upgrade and then we can kind of go find a place to settle down. I think that's kind of the first order of business. We don't have to rush. We can actually take time exploring the biomes until we find somewhere we want to build. I never do that. I never just take the time to just wander. I feel like I've kind of fallen into the trap of play Minecraft as efficiently as possible. But I feel like that forgets the essence of what the game is about. It's about creativity. It's about exploration. It's about being yourself, and I want to try that. I want to do that again. I want to get that nostalgic feeling back. Stone tools are required. I'm making progression too fast here. I'm such an amazing gamer. I'm pretty sure I could beat the Ender Dragon with just a stone axe and half a hunger bar, because we all know I'm the best Minecraft player that ever lived. Just look at this totally real screenshot to prove it. There are so many cows around here. I've never seen so many cows in a Minecraft playthrough ever. There's a clump of 7 of them or something. Am I crazy, or have cows just never been this common? I feel like inflation has infected cows as well. They've just become so sparse. I feel like the government are hiding our cows. Call me a conspiracy theorist, but they are. I think I've missed one. I can still hear one. There's one here. There we go. There's 8 or something there. Way too many cows for one herd. I think I've discovered someone's secret stash of bovine. Some coal might be useful to cook up all this meat we've now got, so I think I'll just pop down here. Actually, you know what? There might be some iron down here as well, so I might head down deeper into this cave, see what I can find. Oh my god, I'm gonna do that thing they do in all the hardcore playthroughs where they mine the iron or the diamonds or whatever, and there's just a popping sound for each ore. Well, that was fun. I imagine that looked and sounded quite satisfying, but that was way too much work for what, 3 seconds of content? No chance I'm doing that again. I see sheep, and if you know anything about Minecraft, you know sheep solve homelessness. Not really, but sheep do give you a bed, and a bed is useful, so it's basically the same thing. And voila. Now that we got that done, I think it's time we set up a temporary little home. This isn't where we'll be living. I don't want to stay in an acacia biome. I'd rather find somewhere, a plains biome or a village or something. But I want to set up a little shack here, somewhere that we can return to, so mile markers, somewhere to mark our journey. So maybe a house, maybe a little farm, something like that. And since this is an acacia biome, the house is of course going to be mostly acacia as well. Maybe over time I could turn this into a spawn village, so we have a house added every episode or 2 or 3 or I don't know. See, it all depends on how far away I end up settling down away from this village. If I'm 1,000 blocks away, I'm sorry to say, I'm not going to be making this trip very often. But if I settle down nearby, if I find a village or a plains biome, I might just kind of pop back here regularly and have I don't know, a double base, I guess. That could be quite interesting. I've not seen that done before. Ah, right, yeah. Remember earlier how I said I fancied some community integration? Can say it this time. I think I figured out what I want from that. If you leave suggestions in the comments or whatnot, or ideas for me to do, I'll make a suggestion board that I can put all the ideas on and we can kind of work through them gradually. I think that would be quite cool. It's a nice way of letting everybody get involved, if you will. I think if we add a nice little cobblestone roof here, we can give this some dimension and some depth. Again, this is not a house I think I'm ever gonna use, but I like the idea of making the world feel lived in, even if there is only me here. I just think it really helps complete the world and makes it feel more personal. You know, you're walking away from your base and suddenly you come across an old build. It's like that's memories, that's an experience, that's I don't know, replayability, I guess. It gives you more of a reason to go out exploring because you have things that you can find. Alright, let's add a little farm for this house now that we've got it done. It's just a small little shack, a little cabin, but you know, everybody's got to eat, so we'll add some wheat here. That was another thing I just kind of clocked actually. Even if no one ends up living here, we could always just move like mobs in here. Maybe we could make this a villager town eventually. That could be interesting. Okie dokie, I think that's us about done here, you know? This house is finished, it's looking alright, it's looking pretty cool. Just a small little thing again, but it's not meant to be anything special, just a little landmark, you know? Maybe we can come back and add a bridge later, but we got a little shack, we got a little wheat farm. If we ever find ourselves out here in the middle of the night, we're gonna have a bed, a place to sleep. I've left a crafting table, a furnace and a bed in there, just the basic necessities. And with that, I think we go. I spot cows and I spot a plains biome. See that over there? Just kind of right past those trees. I can see some pumpkins up there too, actually. I've just seen so many animals on my way here. I've been walking for about only 5 minutes maybe, and already we're making good progress. Look at this! I've never seen so many cows in my life. Usually it's a struggle to get a fully upgraded enchanting table, you know, because you need all the bookshelves, right? But with this amount of cows, I genuinely think I'll get it just by like walking around. Also, lovely pumpkins. I love pumpkins. They're great for villager trading. They're great for farming. Great crop. Pumpkins over melons any day of the week. Alright, I know I said I would settle down if I found a plains biome, but I'm gonna be honest, I want to push my luck a bit. I want to see if I can find a village, get a nice established settlement before we start building. Oh, there's bees here as well. I'd be happy enough with this, you know. I like oak wood, I like birch wood. This would do me fine for like a starter house and a starter base. But there are other things I want, you know. Maybe we could find a spruce biome, maybe we could find a jungle. Something like that. Plans change. I've decided I want to find an ocean, so I've come back to the savannah and I'm just scouting along the edge of the forest. If I can find an ocean, I'm having this idea of maybe like a beach house or a beach village or something like that. Something that we can kind of set up along the coast, maybe a dock. Something like that. I want a pirate ship, you know, like I'd really like to build a pirate ship. I've not done that in years, but they're always so much fun. Ask and ye shall receive. I have found my ocean. It took me about 15 minutes of walking. I don't know how far I am from the savannah. I think maybe around like 500, 600 blocks, but we found it and this is perfect, actually. This is a lovely little coastline. We're going to set up our stuff here, get started on a starter house. Maybe we'll get a farm down as well. We'll see how much time we have. Alright, I want this house to be elevated off the ground a bit, so I'm going to put it on kind of a wooden support. Well, a little wooden platform held up by oak logs, and then on top of that platform we'll put the house. We don't have access to too many blocks at the minute, which is a shame, but you know, cobblestone will do. I would have liked to do stone bricks, but I don't have the stone or the coal to be smelting all of this into smooth stone and then turning it all into bricks. That'll just take way too long. And besides, I can always upgrade this later. Of course, for any good house, you're going to need a lot of wood. Alright, I'm just getting the last block of the foundation in here. It's not going to be a massive house, it's actually a bit smaller than I thought, but it's fine. I'm going to make different buildings for different things anyway. Like, we're going to have a house dedicated to storage, a house dedicated to enchanting, that kind of thing. So I suppose this house doesn't need to be big. All it really needs to house is me and a bed, which, you know, I'm a good guy. I don't take up much space. Nice little oak trim around the base. This is going to really pull it together, I feel. There we go. We've got a lovely oak floor. A little bit uninspired, a little bit boring, but again, we can upgrade this later as time goes on. This'll do for now. It's amazing how such a simple foundation could inspire so many ideas, but I'm looking at this and I'm feeling dead creative. I'm feeling some birch walls, something to break up the oak and cobblestone pattern we've got. There we go. We've got some extra supports in, we've got some walls in. I think this is really starting to take shape. Hopefully you can kind of see what I'm going for, and see that long side, we're going to have a pier coming out there. But of course we need more wood. We're going to need to make a roof on this thing as well. Not sure what I'm going to do that out of yet, but you know, we'll play it by ear. I think we're also at a point where we can start moving our stuff in here. We can actually sleep in our house for once. For the first time, we're actually sleeping under a roof. Well, Almost. The roof's not quite. Oh, and it's raining. Lovely. Of course, we got to knock out a few points for windows as well. It's not a house without natural light. It's more a dungeon at that point. That's not what I'm going for. I don't want to live in a dungeon. That's not what we're aiming for. See, I'm looking at this and I'm not sure if I like it as much as I thought I would. The oak and the birch don't go nearly as well as I thought they did. I mean, the oak supports just completely dwarf the birch. It's way too dark, it casts way too harsh a shadow. I think it needs to be changed to something else, something lighter, something that would complement the birch. Maybe sandstone would work, we've got a bit of sand around here. Okay, I've actually had a much better idea. Instead of going and gathering sand, why don't we just strip the logs? This'll, one, help it blend into the colour palette more, and two, I think it'll just give it a more kind of, what's the word, kind of pastel feel, you know? Everything's more soft, everything blends better. I think we're going to try this all the way around and we're going to see how it looks. It better look good because I can't exactly unstrip these logs. Okay, I think that's pretty good, you know? Actually, I'm going to stick with that. It looks good, it just blends together. It suits the beach feel, you know? I think I was trying too hard to make this look like a forest house, but realistically, we are building on a coastline, and I think I need to take that into account. And I think the softer colours really work on the coast against the blue water. It's aesthetic and I like it. And now comes the worst part of any house, building the roof. God, I hate building roofs. It always takes so much time and it's so much resources and bleh. All is not lost though, I at least have an idea of what I'm aiming for. I'm going to have an oak outline on the roof filled with birch in the middle. I think that'll help work birch into the palette of the house a bit more, because again, right now, it kind of just looks dwarfed by the supports, so I think having more of it in the roof might actually end up looking really nice. Placing stairs is just so tedious, and I keep falling off the roof. It's terrible. I hate being up here. I'm getting this roof done, and I'm never touching it again. You can hold me to that. I will keep that promise. When in doubt your house looks bad, add more supports. It always helps. I mean, look at that. Already, that looks so much better. The roof actually looks like it can be held up. A man must first tend to his wood before he can tend to his home. The house looks really kind of weird from this angle. It looks like someone's just removed the roof with command blocks. Yup, this is the progress we're making. Slow as a snail. How long has this roof taken for you? 2 minutes? 3? Maybe even 5? For me it's taken about half an hour. Just for the roof. God, I hate roofing. That's one side done at last. Oh my goodness. Alright, only one more to go. I think I have enough birch wood for this. If I need to mine anymore, I'm gonna scream. At long last, my torture is over. The roof is finally finished, and you know what? I think it looks alright. Aside from this corner here, which looks a bit weird. But other than that, I think it looks okay. I'm happy to leave this here. No way I'm doing any more roofing. Not today. Not now. There she is, my beauty, in all of her finished glory. Alright, with that, I'm about ready to call it quits here. We've built a house. We don't have anything to our name. We have, like, no valuables at all. No diamonds, no iron. We don't even have a farm. We're going to starve if we don't get that set up soon. Either way, I'm happy enough to call it here. Thank you very much for putting up with my ramblings. Goodbye.